that is Vishuddha. And at the beginning of medulla, below the midbrain, at the level of midpoint between two eyebrows, we call it Ajna. Then entire brain is called Sahasrar. And we meditate at the midpoint. Now we are giving so much options to our mind. Prana, entire central nervous system, and these 7 points. There are other points, but in Kriyayoga tradition we use these 7 points. Now we make an exercise, we make a game. Our mind has to stay here, go there, go there, go there, with a certain rule. So you can play, but not as you want. You have to play as I direct you. And gradually we will drop one option and fix it at one point with only one option. In this way, a module is created. And finally, when we transcend that one, then we enter into Samadhi. And it has different stages. So that is the principle. To start with, since we don't start with our subtle pranas, we start with our gross prana, prana and apana, prana vayu, inhalation and exhalation. In English, people call it breath, and they translate prana as breath. That is their own translation. Breath is prana vayu. So we start with the prana vayu, gradually go to the subtle prana, then the chakras and moving in the spine, then gradually we tired our mind. When mind is able to follow us, we withdraw one and fix it at one point, and finally that one point is gone. This is the basic principle behind the techniques. On that basis, a module has been developed. That module is called Kriyayoga. The present one we are following is first given to Yoga Acharya, Mahavatar, Shri Shiva Temple, Lahidi Mahasaya, in the year 1861, by a Himalayan yogi to whom we called Mahavatar Babaji or Babaji Maharaj. Nothing is known about him, Mahavatar Babaji. Nowadays, YouTubers know everything. They can tell anything and everything about Mahavatar Babaji, but that is, in my opinion, is not good. My opinion can be wrong. I don't say that my opinion has to be always right. From that, this tradition started. And that tradition was started with a purpose that it should be taught to the householders. But again and again it is coming to the monks. Because householders don't devote that much of time. Not all, there are people. That is why this module is developed like that. Not with extreme austerities that a person in monastic order is able to take up. And there are certain complementary techniques and certain supplementary techniques to boost it, like some bandhas, some mudras. But we do it in a passive manner, in a mild manner, not as done in the Hatha Yoga traditions, enforcing strictly. We do it, but we do it I say, in a speedy and slow manner. Because those techniques if you do as is done in Hatha Yoga, then you need always a direct presence under your teacher. Otherwise you will be doing excesses or doing wrongly, and that will be not good for you. So in this way this module has been done. And it has different steps. For that, to learn that, then Diksha is necessary, as is been told by the tradition. In that Diksha, the initiation process, some vows are taken, like I accept the tradition of Gurus as my guru. Without acceptance, without Shraddha, one cannot grow in the practices. Second one is, I will practice the technique daily. Because that is the key to your success. Third one is, I will not reveal, I will not teach till I am competent enough and given permission by my teacher. Fourth one is, I will follow purity in my day-to-day life. Like, I lead a noble life, following ahimsa, not following jealousy, hatred, following sattva, not cheating other people, be it in profession or be it in our relationships. Following asteya, living my life by honest means. Brahmacharya, living my life where I restrain my all the five senses and five organs of action. I will not want to assemble the things of enjoyment. I will only utilize that much is required for me, for my living. We practice law. All these things. Without this, simple technique is not going to take. You say that, oh, I am doing techniques. All the demons are doing very spiritual techniques. Are there more greater, performing greater tapas than the asuras? You see the life of the asuras, asura kings. They are tapasis. They did great penance to achieve some boon. What for? For the ego's conscience. For ruling over others, not for the realization. So this is how we have to learn these techniques. Normally, what it is said, those who want to learn, they must approach their teacher, guru, to learn this technique. They must bring 5 different flowers, symbolizing your 5 mind. The things that is blossoming in your mind, that means you are authority. Accordingly, you are working and you have your results, fruits. So you come with 5 different fruits, symbolically offering your karma form. People come with some objects like ghee, samidho or kaya. When in Upanishadic age, disciples are going to the Gurukul, what they do? They take a bunch of wood. If you have those who have read Upanishad, they will find some stories. Bunch of wood, dry wood on their head. Why? What is the reason? In the forest, every day you are going to collect the dry wood that you need for your cooking and for Havan, fire ceremony. Then why in the beginning you go with some dry wood? Wood represents your physical, annamaya kosha. Physical body is made from anna. And anna comes from plants. So, technically speaking, a wood and your physical body no difference. But we have so much attachment to this. So we give that for burning. Means burning the attachment for the physical body. And that must be a dry wood. That is what. Means a body which is dried, which is become devoid of desires, vasanas. That is the symbolic meaning. Then the techniques are done. So this is how I just in this short wanted to give an understanding about the Kriya. I would like if some of you wants to ask some questions about this, you can ask.
Swamiji, we will take only few questions because we have got the initiation program. This facility is available till 12 noon, or we can extend half an hour. Okay. Okay. So, Swamiji, broadly, like I can ask the one question on behalf of few people. Broadly, there are some serious seekers and there are some seekers who are interested but not there to take all the vows as such and do that on a day-to-day life. It is in all lineages, to my understanding, any yoga techniques. People have got the desire, but they are not able to have that yama niyama and all these practices on a daily basis, following all the things in their daily life. But it is like if you don't learn, sometime in future also you cannot do, and when you want actually to do after 2 years, the teacher may not be here. So I think people can take the benefit of this opportunity if they think of using it sometime down the line. So what is your answer to them?
I understand the question. Sanai sanai ruparga druddha dhruti duhita. Sanai sanai. Slowly, step by step. We hold the knowledge with our intellect. Does not happen all of a sudden. If everything descends on me and all of a sudden, then there is no need of practice. What is important is sadhana. I must want that. I must have devotion for that. I must have an anchoring for that knowledge. If sadhana is there, that is why it is said sadhyavan labhati. First condition is if you are agyascha asadharmascha samsayatma vinasya. If there is no shraddha, then no need to practice. Other things will come. Not that no one is perfect. We get to perfection step by step, step by step, step by step. But I must want. I must have a devotion for that. I must have faith in the teachings of the Gurus and the teachings of the scriptures. That is the precondition. Things will happen. Not that on the first day you will become perfect. You come and become the perfect. On practice you will achieve perfection. Sanai sanai. Slowly, slowly, one after another.
And Swamiji, one related question is, even though moksha, kaivalya, everything is sounding great and many of us may be looking forward to that, but there are people who want to improve their life in, say, increasing the concentration or getting a good work-life balance.
These are all byproducts. When we start practicing, our mind is focused. A student who has to acquire a proficiency in a subject may be in 10 hours, you can do it in 1 hour. Because now mind is focused. Similarly, in your job, in your business, if you are focused, you will achieve success quickly. That happens naturally. Because your mind is focused, you are able to take a correct decision. You are able to master certain things in quicker times. That way it gives success in profession, in study, in day-to-day life, and dealing with the people.
Prakash, anything else?
My question is, right now I'm an Isha meditator and I do my practices on a daily basis. If I learn this technique, would I have two gurus at the same time? Would I be in any conflict with the practices?
There is a saying, that is up to you, whether you have to take it or not. Madhulabdha jatha bhimra pushpam pushpam taram brajat. As a honey bee searches from flowers to flower, visits from flowers to flower in search of the nectar, similarly jnana labdha stata sisya. For obtaining the knowledge, a disciple can visit Guru Gurvantaram Rajat, from gurus to gurus. That is our tradition. That does not say that you have learned something from some guru, now you are learning from somewhere, you don't have to disrespect anyone because you have learned. That decision you have to take. No one else will take that decision for you. And while taking this decision, what you have to see, the techniques that you are learning must be complementary. If that is not a complementary technique, then your practice will be diversified. And to do many things, we have limited time. We don't have that time. If I do 10 different things, I may not be doing justice to one. But if they are complementary in nature, then there will be no problem. Clear?
After learning the technique, say you go to Rishikesh, and how do we know that we are doing the practices right?
Present day, it is more easy because of the internet and technology. But time to time you have to remain in contact. Not only through internet, but also to see your progress. That one has to do. But internet is at any time you can contact. One more question, that is the last question.
Guruji, you said that there are 7 steps to get that 3, that for me, the object and the become one and the what I seek. But you also said that we go through a lot of births and rebirths before we attain that without knowing. So do we carry from previous births our knowledge? And is a guru able to say that instead of 7 steps, you can achieve it in this step, or you're already,
I understood the question. This is the process for the same for the all. What we find, there are certain people on this earth, they are born with knowledge, or born with a certain degree of knowledge, even if not the final. How it is possible? That has been described in by Rishi Patanjali as bhava pratyayo videho prakriti laya. Means Samadhi becomes automatic for those who are in a certain state like videho yogi or prakriti laya yogi. If you reject that in your previous life, in this life you don't need a practice. But if you have not reached, then you need it. So whatever, where from you have finished, from there you will, in your state of consciousness, from there you will start. And that happens automatically.
It happens automatically. Guru does not have to say.
If you reach the Videha or Prakriti Laya state, then Guru don't have to come to you, or you have to not to approach the Guru. If you have not reached that state, then still you require a Guru. Okay? Now think that I am not Ramana Maharshi. I require a Guru. But if I say, no, Ramana Maharshi didn't have a Guru, Sri Aurobindo didn't have a Guru, like that, Abhirama Paramahamsa didn't have a Guru, so I will not have a Guru. Okay, that is my decision. No one has to say anything for and against it. But how that will help me? If I am not in that state.
Pranam Swamiji, how we distinguish the meditation byproducts as a mental problem or real byproducts? How we distinguishing that? Because some of the meditation byproducts is more intense, and is there any way we can identify that?
Byproducts more alluring and more intense. Like for example, we have a sugar factory. We cultivate sugar cane and have a sugar factory. Simultaneously, it brings about a factory of producing alcohol. Now, alcohol takes the precedence of the sugar. Yeah? So similarly, if we cling to the byproducts, since that is more alluring, then that is your choice.
How do we understand the byproducts? Is it like a positive outcome or
Positive
negative outcome? Or how do we-
byproduct in yoga is a positive outcome, no doubt. But maybe I am engaged now in charity because of the understanding that I have to help the people. Now if I do that without being detached to satisfy my ego, then what will happen? I will satisfy my ego for name and name. Just to give you one example. That discrimination will come only on practice. These are the things happens with all in the process.
Maybe I'm not able to ask the proper byproducts. Maybe that is an individual question I can ask later on. So some of the scary byproducts is not that.
No. That is what happens when you, I understand, when you silence your upper mind in the process of meditation. The imprints that is there already in your subconscious for this life and previous life. That is how your subconscious programming is. Those things will come to the top. Now, say for example, some trauma is there. That trauma is propping up. Now you are unable to deal with that trauma. And you are derailed. Why this is happening? Because we do not learn, or the teacher who are teaching the meditations, they do not sufficiently alert the practitioner not to create craving and aversion for all those experiences that is coming. If we create craving, we will strengthen that experiences, that vritti. It will not be weak. If we create hatred or aversion, still then it will be strong. What we have to do is practice neutrality.
I probably understand your answer, but the question was different. So it's not a trauma. For example, I will maybe precise. I'll say, for example, somebody is feeling that he's moving away. I mean, not his body, he's moving away or sinking down during the meditation. So their mental problem is it like mental issue or it's a meditation side effect problem? That question is
This is yoga maya. This is yoga maya. These things happen. Once or twice is not a problem. But if you cling to that, oh, I am going out of my body from here to Tibet. So for example, then I enjoy it, then I create the problem. These type of experiences will come, no doubt, it will come. But that understanding is there, what is my purpose, what is my aim. I should not divert into all these things. Out of body experiences or any other experiences, visualizing certain things, experiencing certain very holy experiences, serene scenes. This gives pleasure to our mind. But that is what we see on the road, that is not the destination. That knowledge, that understanding must be there. Having that once or twice is not bad, but if you cling to that, then we will not progress.
It was confusing as like it was a mental issue or it is a real side effect. That's what my initial question is. Whether
Sometimes it is mental issue, sometimes a real side effect. When the imprints come up, then it is a mental issue. When your mind is silence and is attached gradually this closer to the cosmic mind, then you will see all these things. That is a side effect due to your practice, not from the mental imprints. Then also you have to leave them. You can have them, enjoy them, but leave them. You don't have to cling to them.
Thank you, sir.
A lot of questions and a lot of confusion, but precisely I would just ask one or two questions. If one is following spiritually, one wants to progress spiritually, can Bhakti Yoga and Kriyayoga be complementary to each other, or like they are two totally diverted paths?
Any path, be it yoga or jnana or karma, if it becomes completely devoid of bhakti, it will go away. Bhakti element is always there. Otherwise, you will practice mechanically. And mechanical practice will give result at that level. So bhakti is there. Similarly, you find in each path there is an element of yoga. Because you have to do it through your mind. Mind is the instrument. So no path is a watertight compartment. Okay? And in the words of the Swami Shivananda Saraswati of Divine Life Society of Rishikesh, what he has said, I liked him because he was a doctor and he was mostly engaged in the Rishikesh treating the leprosy patients. And for leprosy patient, multiple drug therapy is used. So he said his argument is that if you use multiple drug therapy, similarly in spiritual, we can also make multiple, but one will be the prime. Clear? Otherwise, we will be doing many different things and not doing anything finally.
Right. It's like all senses going in all directions.
Yes, yes.
And my second question is when you want to progress spiritually, your ultimate goal is have moksha or something mukti from, or not to take the rebirth again in this material world. That is the ultimate goal. But what would be the ultimate goal when someone wants to progress in Kriyayoga?
That is ultimate goal of all the path is. All the path means, when I say all the paths enumerated in Vedas or our Agama Shastra. paths are different. Goal cannot be different. Yes, say for example, someone may say, no, in bhakti, you give the example of bhakti, so I am a question of bhakti, I am telling, I don't want to be liberated. I want to be a servant of the sort of deity, the Lord. Yes. You can help them. No one is obstructing you that. But that ultimately lead you to liberation. You can name liberations indifferently like Salokya Mukti, Sarupya Mukti, Samipya Mukti, Sajujya Mukti. You can name it. But ultimately you are in Sajujya, you are with it. That is the natural process, even in bhakti. Yeah?
Thank you, Swamiji. So with this, I think we'll end this session of introductory session to Kriya Yoga, and within next 15-20 minutes, I think.
Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pasyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha